EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for March 9th, 2023. It is Thursday, and the Thursday video forecast is proudly sponsored by North Penn Car Wash in Lansdale, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Keep your vehicle looking great all the time and stop wasting your money on those costly individual washes with North Penn Car Wash's Unlimited Car Wash Club. You can join at a very low price starting at just $13.95 per month, and it's the only place where weather doesn't matter. No matter if it's rain, snow, or ice, or road brine and salt, you won't have to worry about weather ruining your fresh wash. Just stop by as often as you like within the calendar month to get a fresh wash for that one low monthly rate. They are North Penn Car Wash, 986 Sumneytown Pike in Lansdale, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, proud sponsors of the Thursday video forecast. So today, no issues. We have a mostly sunny day. Very seasonable temperatures, 42 to 50 is the spread in temperatures today. That's pretty close to what average is for this time of year. And we're expecting the windy conditions over the last couple of days to back off even further today. So yesterday we backed down a little bit. Today we're considerably less in the wind department today. And we are going to have clouds increase overnight tonight ahead of our next system. And this system will have wintry implications for at least a portion of the area, and probably more inclusive of the area than we've been used to, at least so far this winter. And yes, it is still winter up until the 20th. We still have winter yet. So we have a couple systems here to talk about today. And this is the first one coming in on Friday afternoon. I do think it comes in as snow for a lot of areas, except for when you get down closer to the Philadelphia metro area and the immediate suburbs, and then all points south and east. That includes central New Jersey and all points south. So southern New Jersey will be rain as well. Delaware will be rain as well. So those areas will start off as rain. In between, we're going to have an area, a corridor. I'll actually show you on the NAM. There's going to be a corridor where it's actually going to be snowing, physically snowing, but not necessarily sticking because temperatures won't be too cooperative, and because the wet bulb temperatures are probably going to be above freezing at that point. You can only have evaporational cooling only works if it's below freezing, right? So it's going to lower it a little bit, but you might be stuck at like 36 degrees and it's snowing because the upper levels are pretty cold, but it's not really doing too well as far as sticking for a while during the afternoon hours on Friday. With the evolution of this, I'll take you through the entire evolution. And this does have snow in the interior, and then it does end at the very end as this low is pulling away the secondary low. It starts off as a primary that's cutting off to our west, and it develops a secondary, right? And the secondary, as that develops and pulls away, it will drag in some cold air and give you a parting shot for those areas that were rain initially. That means all the way down to I-95, I think you have an opportunity for some end as snow. It might not be much, but you're going to have at least snowflakes and some very minor accumulations, maybe all the way down to I-95, but it won't be probably too much in this case. So let's get over the NAM high-res future simulated radar. And we're starting this off at 10 o'clock in the morning. As you can see in the upper right-hand corner of the video, you can follow the timestamp as I move this forward. And as we move this forward, this is coming in kind of early. This is late morning and near noon. This is looking at 1 p.m. here. It's finally getting over to portions of the eastern parts of the state. But you see this is all falling as snow. I will caution, though, again, this is going to be a lot of white rain. And what is white rain? White rain is snow that is falling and not sticking. Okay, so that is what we call white rain because it's essentially raining. So it's having the same effect as rain, but it's falling as snow and then melting. Okay, so these areas right in here, right along the I-78 corridor going into through Pennsylvania. I know that it doesn't go that far. I'm just giving you for illustrative purposes. This entire corridor here will start off as snow in between there, most likely, or maybe a mixture of rain and snow. But it will not be sticking at all during the afternoon, I don't think. Areas further south, rain-snow mix or maybe just rain. These areas up in the interior, when you get north of I-78, though, will be snowing and will be sticking in most areas, except for maybe the lowest elevation. So I do think you're going to have an opportunity for a mostly snow event up there. At least it's going to be falling as snow for the entire event, not mixing. The NAM might be a little bit too aggressive with how far south this is, but we'll see. We'll follow that again. I do expect to have a map out on Thursday for this, map and discussion on the weather alerts. And it's going to be not the traditional 5 o'clock time because it's going to be too late. We're going to be doing something, because this is coming in already, late morning tomorrow afternoon. We can't be doing things too late, right? So we're going to do it at probably about 11 o'clock in the forum. We'll release a map, and we'll do some text alerts right over the lunch hour. And then we'll release this probably about 1 o'clock here on Thursday to the public. So we'll have the public map and the full discussion with impacts, timing, all that stuff that we usually have on weather alerts at that time. So as I move this forward, you can see southeast PA, central New Jersey, and points south and east are all rain here at this point as we head into the early evening hours. Okay, and that continues all the way through the evening. And then as that low, what I was talking about, secondary gets going offshore, what's going to end up happening is precipitation is going to shut off in our southeastern areas. These areas right in here, they're going to shut off here, right? So you're getting nothing here. But you're going to eventually get some wraparound precipitation that's going to come in, and it's going to change all this rain. All these green areas here are going to change over to snow as a parting shot before it ends. How long that lasts is going to determine how much snow you get. And watch what this does. See this? See it changing over, and it's going all the way down to Philadelphia and actually below that. And this runs out of range here at 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. This is not done snowing here at the point, so you will still have some leftover snow showers on Saturday morning as well. But the point here being, these areas that are rain for the most of the event, or rain-snow mix and not sticking, might get this to change over very late in the overnight hours on Friday night going into early Saturday morning. And then this should taper off from that point and just remain mostly cloudy the rest of the day here on Saturday. So that's your forecast right now, and I think this is not much different from what I showed yesterday. This is the same general idea. Here's what the GFS has for snowfall, and just using this as a point of reference to give you an idea. It looks a little deceiving here, but I will tell you that all of these areas here, all of these areas from that point south are going to start off with white rain or rain, okay? So you're not going to be accumulating. A lot of this comes in. Initially, you will have some snow out here to get you these accumulations early in the south central PA areas. You see a big gap in here where it's not really doing too much, but there is going to be a gap somewhere, most likely in south central PA, not exactly right here. But as that changes over to snow, you can see these areas here benefiting from that as that low pulls away and it drags in some colder air. So that's where you get these accumulations that are in that little area here, this little pocket, are going to happen at the end of the storm. They're not going to happen initially. Initially, you're not going to have much going on at all, and it's just going to be either falling as snow and melting or falling as rain. Okay, this comes after, late in the overnight, this will change over. So you wake up Saturday morning, you see some snowflakes still flying, some snow showers going on, and this is where you get those accumulations at that point. And pretty much everybody's doing that same idea and has been holding that idea. Whereas the low pulls away, it changes over to snow. It's been doing that for the last couple of days. I showed that in yesterday's video too. So this has been consistently showing that kind of thing. So we will have a map and discussion out that once we have the new early morning runs, and we take a look at those too and see where we're at. So it's not just because the map shows that doesn't mean that's what's going to be. We're going to move this around, have our own thoughts and collaboration, and come up with our own solution here for our snow map for the Friday afternoon and overnight event, actually going into Saturday morning. So as this system pulls away, we get a partly cloudy day in between, another seasonable day here on Sunday. And then our next system comes in here on Sunday night. Now, this is an interesting system, too, because this involves this area low pressure here riding around the base of an incoming trough. And it's going to come down to how amped up this thing gets. If it's just a weaker system, it's not going to be a whole lot of snow, but it will be mostly snow. If it ends up being amped up a little bit, like the European model is trying to suggest here, you might start off as snow and go over to rain. See that here? And that goes all the way up to well into our region, except for far northern areas. It doesn't change over, but this thing's really wrapped up along the coast. And then as it gets into New England, it gets a very strong nor'easter going into that neck of the woods. 970 millibars is a very deep low. The European model has a tendency to over-amp East Coast storms a lot, so I'd kind of show a little pause with this kind of idea here. But it does show a decent amount of snow here across our northern areas, and then we would change over to snow in this scenario for parts of our region as this low is just sitting there and occluding offshore, if this were correct. Again, this is coming in Sunday night, overnight, going into most of the day here on Monday, and actually the European model here takes it all the way into Monday night because it's just a wrapped up system that just bombs offshore. GFS this evening. This is the latest run of the GFS, same system here. This is for that Sunday night. It comes in Sunday night, and you get snow, but it's not a whole lot of snow. A couple inches of snow, just like this one, right? It's not a big wrapped-up storm. And then this thing just continues off the coast here like this, and then that's it. That's all you got. Maybe a few leftover snow showers here on Tuesday morning before this pulls away, but that's it. That's all you got. It's not a big storm. It's another repeat of what we're going to get on Friday afternoon through early Saturday morning. Okay, so we have to watch and see what this does. Because we notice this low is not very amped here. It's only 1,003 millibars. Compare that to what the other one was, the European model. It was a lot stronger than this. At this point, it was not difference of about 26 millibars in pressure. That's a big difference. So one is really extremely overamping the system. The other one is not. The Canadian model is kind of in between these two. So we'll see. We have a lot of time to look at that yet. That's going to be another system that we'll have to put a map out for probably Saturday, since that's coming in Sunday night. But we're going to handle this one at a time and deal with the, in the immediate term, we're going to be dealing with this Friday afternoon through Saturday morning deal. And we'll have a map out today, again, early afternoon on Thursday on weather alerts with a full discussion of timings and impacts included. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martis. That is your outlook for March 9th, 2023. Have a great Thursday.